Hello everybody, and we're about to continue our Let's Play series of Ys Memories of Celceta. Let's see where our adventure is going to be taking us next. Okay, so I think we're heading in this direction. Let's check our map real quick. We have some memories to pick up. We got everything over here. Some of these chests we can't quite get yet. Some of them are underwater. We have a couple memories here, and eventually we have to make our way over to, I guess, the Great Forest, and I don't know which route we're going to end up taking to get there. Oh, there's something over here? Oh, there we go. Okay, looking good. Okay, leveled up to level 9. Oh boy, this paralysis is just a bit much here. I don't think we have anything for paralysis either. Let's go up over here. Okay, got a new skill for Duren. Oh boy, we're both paralyzed now. That is a rough status effect to deal with. Oh. That's one down. Okay, looking good. Okay, let's get that memory. Maps, books, and models were scattered in disarray throughout a dimly lit room. Adol did not recognize a single one of them. I've been in this room before. Interesting. Strength increased by 1. Okay, so we have to make our way in this direction. We got a chest over here. Okay, got some topaz. Push the fallen log. Okay, awesome. There we go. Now we can head over this way. Okay, now I wonder, are we tough enough to fight that bear, which is somewhere over here? Let's do a quick check to see if we can find that bear. Cannot warp to... Oh, you can't go to different colors. I did not know that. Well, let's go in this direction then. Go figure. Okay, so we're gonna try to head, I think, to Misty Peak. Oh boy, oh boy. There we go. I managed to follow the trail of some explorers. Okay, so it's still the same dialogue as last time. Let's see what we can find over here. Or if it's the same situation as last time where we have to find a certain flower. Oh boy. Hey, aren't those two? Listen, pigeon. What do you think you're talking to? Who do you think you're talking to? You, of course. There's no one else here. That's not what I mean. I'm the genius explorer Rabbit Longears. You're far too young and naive to be finding fault in my master plan. Since when were you a genius explorer? And what master plan? You're just going off instinct. And how many times have you been saved by that brilliant instinct? Don't you dare tell me you've forgotten about that. About as many times it's got us into trouble. It's not far fewer. If not far fewer. We really need to try to find some kind of pattern here if we ever hope to get out alive. The paths that lead further and must all have some common factor to them. We can just figure out what that is. Good point. Cheeky, cheeky. You are super duper cheeky. And you're an idiot. Well, they are at odds right now. This is getting us nowhere. I guess they're the explorers. They must be more skilled than they look to make it this far. But I get the feeling we should keep our distance. They don't seem like the type we want to get mixed up with. We've been going around in circles for ages now. Can we just stop and think about this for a minute? I'm sure there's got to be some way to work out the right path. Okay, let's see here. So there's this direction, which leads... Get the feeling that every time we end up back here it's because we went uphill, which means if we keep going downhill, I bet that'll lead us out of here. Okay, so downhill is the way to go. Those two appear to have turned left. Following from a distance is strangely rather tiring. Okay, this looks like downhill. That looks uphill. Yeah, this looks downhill. That looks uphill. And this looks downhill. And we got another monument. Misty Peak exit. Okay, keep going downhill. Seems to be working so far. The presence of beasts can only be felt in the surrounding area. The air is still and tranquil. Oh, another camp maybe? Awesome. Enveloped in the clear air of the forest and the fragrance of the spirit tree, Adol felt his body drift into a deep, relaxing slumber. One of the memories sealed in the back of Adol's mind was restored. Oh, interesting. It is said that the Spartas, which live in this area, originally came from the primeval lands. The Spartas are sacred beasts bestowed upon the world by God. There are some who say God resides in the primeval lands, but since no one can get there, no one really knows. Well, that's interesting.
Adol.
Looks like you remembered something. What was it this time? Guess that means there really are people living in this forest. Sounds like it's somebody different from the voice you described at the mine, too. Either way, it's a pretty encouraging sign. We should be getting to the river I marked on the map very soon now. Let's see what we find there. Okay, let's keep on moving. Memory fragments in the surrounding area are now visible on the map. Let's do a quick save here. Okay, we're now in Algon River Basin. We still have to get this memory fragment, and we got one over here, and now there's one way over there. Okay, I wonder, what's that the closest one to? If we go here, and then work our way back, we should be able to hit that. Potentially. But we might actually, we might be going around this way. And over, because this might be like blocked. So let's try that. Oh, that is so cool. Actually see,
Let's get 'em.
like the
Find an
village. Like that is awesome. Okay, so we came from that way, and now we're gonna go this way. Okay.
My turn.
Okay, won't want to be Duren for these. Okay, anything over here?
Leave it to me.
Okay, looking good. Oh boy. Okay, what do we have over here? Okay, we've got some green stone. Okay, can't go that way. Not sure.
Focus on off. Find an opening. Let's get him.
Not sure what this area is for just yet. We must end up here later on. We'll probably come out that way.
Leave it to me.
And we got another monument over here. Okay, so we have that direction as well as... Oh, we're just gonna go this way.
Man, this thing's huge.
This place is even more amazing up close than it was from the plateau. Never would have imagined people actually lived in the Great Forest. Seems like they're using the river as a natural sort of protection against the monsters. People sure can adapt to any situation. Don't just stand there, you'll lure the monsters. Come into the village where it's safe. Okay. Oh, this is not good. You must remember us.
Uh-oh.
Don't like where this is going. Hey, you with the red hair, you've got some nerve showing your face here again. It's your fault we can't fish anymore. Interesting. Don't you dare think we'll let you get away with it either. This village could be on its last legs thanks to you.
Come on.
They don't seem too happy with you. What the heck did you do? Somehow I don't think they're going to believe you. Okay, we're in the Celceta village now. How many times do I have to tell you he doesn't remember anything? Can you prove that? Well, no. And this conversation is over. You're gonna get me in trouble if you keep yammering on. Come on, Adol, this is your doing, apparently. Say something. No one from this village would do such a thing, so it has to be you. Such a thing? You know exactly what you did. You poisoned the river.
No way.
That's terrible. Not just once, but many times over, each time killing more and more fish. Naturally, Adol is the #1 suspect, being the only outsider you've ever seen, I guess. I think I get where you're coming from, especially if Adol is the only outsider. But did anyone actually see him poison the water? This whole village survival depends on our ability to fish. Everyone here knows that, so why would any of us do such a horrible thing? Okay, calm down. You checked the whole area thoroughly. Of course we did. We went out on the Spartas and searched every last bend. What's a Sparta? They're the sacred beasts that we raise in this village. We can't fish without them. But enough with the chatter. For the last time, be quiet. I don't have to explain any of this to you. Until we figured out what to do with you, you will remain here and you will remain silent. Sacred beasts. Interesting. Do you remember anything about them, Adol? We did have that memory about the Spartas. Adol had a slight headache and was feeling mildly dizzy. Okay, awesome. Proof of life, new trophy, and a new memory. When I heard of someone crossing the forest, I had expected a well-built adult warrior. I had not expected a delicately built young man, younger even than I. Regardless.
I honor the skill and courage you've displayed by crossing the territory of the beasts. My name is Ozma. My tribe is responsible for rearing the sacred beasts known as Spardas, and I currently serve as Celceta's leader.
Yes, we definitely were here. You seem to be very inquisitive. I can see why the fishermen were coerced into bringing you here. Is everyone from the outside like that? If you wish to know more about life in the village, I will gladly tell you of the sacred beasts. We keep the Spartas in the building to the west of here. Come with me and I will show them to you. Was there anything else in here? It doesn't look like it. Very cute little cabin though. Did you not want to see the Spartas? They're kept in the western building. Let us go before it gets dark. Okay, so we gotta go this way. Oh, there they are. Awesome. This is the building where we raise the Spartas. The livelihoods of everyone in this village are sustained by fishing. However, the rapids swirl perilously and the river has many different depths along its course. Given those conditions, can you imagine what it would be like to fish on a boat? You would not, but more significantly, you would be swept along with the current and pulled toward the forest's center. You have a distant look in your eyes. Is everything alright? At any rate, this is why the Spartas are useful here, as they can freely swim in the rapids. The fishermen of Celceta fish while riding these creatures. Without the Spartas, we would not be able to survive in this environment. They are the beasts granted to us through the divine providence to enable our survival, thus we call them sacred beasts. But I must be boring you with this endless history. Why talk about them when they're right here to be met? Take a closer look. Their limbs and tail allow them to swim freely through even the most turbulent of rapids. And the protuberances along their body, particularly on the head, provide the ideal body for treading water at high speeds. Those blades on their head, in fact, are the origin of the name Sparta, which is an old term for the edge of a sword. While they are technically beasts, Spartas are docile and intelligent. They obey the orders of the villagers with little resistance. We attach saddles and stirrups to them so the fishermen can climb on top. That is an infant Sparta. Spartas develop very quickly, so it will not stay that way for long. It will soon become much larger. Spartas originate from upstream. We bring them here when they are infants and raise them in the village. Very interesting. This building is the only place in Celceta where the Spartas are raised. The reason for that is that I am forbidden from telling the other villagers how to rear and care for them. Because that is the law of my tribe, and I am now the last remaining member. Very interesting. So has your curiosity about the Spartas been sated now? It is late, I think that is enough for one day. I have no objections to that. It is unique to suggest something like that without a second thought. You will likely feel sick at first, though I somehow doubt that will discourage you. I had no idea you'd be such an ashel at this, Adol. But I feel I should probably warn you of one thing. Take a look at the opposite shore. The currents become significantly faster as one approaches. Even on a Sparta, it is not possible to cross the river completely. I would urge you not to get too close.
No.
No one knows. No one has ever been able to cross the river safely. We refer to that area on the opposite shore as the primeval lands. It is said that the Spartas which now live here originated from those lands. The Spartas are sacred beasts bestowed upon this world by God. Some believe God resides in the primeval lands even now. Well, that's from that memory. But since we are unable to confirm, none can say with certainty. Adol's base defense increased by 1. Awesome. So you met some guy called Ozma. Well, you really don't seem like the river poisoning type to me, but it's totally possible you let yourself get dragged into something and wound up unwittingly taking part in this mess. Either way, it looks like we need to meet this Ozma person and see what he has to say. Sounds like a plan. Adol knocked on the door. What is it this time? Are you for real? Do you honestly not understand your position right now? Ozma's in the middle of a meeting wherein he will determine what's to be done with you. And even if that weren't the case, he's an essential figure in the village, a brilliant leader, particularly considering his age. We would never allow him to meet with the likes of you. Oh boy. It's Ozma. We meet again, Adol. I have been informed of the situation. So you were worried about Adol and came to see him? That'd be an awful big help right now. So you're going to convince everyone that Adol here doesn't remember anything and didn't do anything wrong. Adol, is this man your friend?
I see.
You really ought to choose your friends more carefully then. You said your name was Duren. You need to think your position through a bit more carefully. Let us assume that Adol did indeed lose his memories. How does that fact prove his innocence in this matter? Such reasoning will not persuade a soul, certainly not mine. I can't really argue with that. Does that mean you suspect Adol too? I still am uncertain what to believe, so I came to speak with Adol directly.
Adol.
I have a proposal for you. If you are truly innocent of this crime, that would mean the real culprit must still be out there. If you can find the real culprit, then and only then will I trust your innocence. Will you agree?
I see.
Very well, there is no time to waste then. I will tell the villagers to cooperate with your investigation. Naturally, you'll be allowed to walk around the village. I will accompany you to supervise your actions. That way, you'll be able to conduct your investigation without worrying the villagers. Works for me. But are you sure it's alright to lead around suspected criminals when you're the guy in charge? People might think you're on our side or something.
No.
I do not take sides. Proving a suspect's innocence or guilt is one of my duties as village leader, and the first step toward ending this. I do what is best for Celceta. I can see why they look up to you here. Think nothing of it. As promised, I've explained the situation to all the villagers, and I have asked them to cooperate with your investigation. So do speak your mind on any questions you may have. Kinda makes me nervous, seeing as we haven't proven our innocence yet. Okay, let's go and see if we can find any clues. Okay. Probably a good spot to get a save in here real quick. If you intend to find the real culprit, we'll investigate for as long as you'd like. But if you can't find another culprit, you had best be prepared for the consequences. This could be tricky. Okay, who would want to poison the water? Okay, this was where Ozma was, in our memory. Maybe there's something by the Spartas. We still got the baby. They seem a little angry. Ozma, you're wasting your time if you think they're going to be able to prove their innocence. That redhead there is the culprit. Nothing will change that. Do you have any evidence to back that claim, Rivarl? Of course, the poison came from upstream, right? And upstream is the dwelling of the Spartas. So sacred beasts live upstream, but how does that prove Adol's the culprit? Because no one from this village would dare go upstream and approach the sacred beast dwelling. Not unless they were one of Ozma's tribesmen. But there's only one of those left, and it's Ozma himself. So the only one who could have gone upstream to poison the river from there would be an outsider, and those are in pretty short supply. Of course you're playing innocent, it's pretty much all you've got left. Naturally there's plenty more evidence than just that. You were asking about the sacred beast dwelling, you know? Yeah, he's like that. If there's something new and exciting to explore, he wants to explore. Say what you want, he still did it. Don't you have any shame at all? could spare yourself a lot of embarrassment if you just confess. I've said all I have to say. You really don't seem to be popular around here, Adol. Guess you do stick your nose in everybody's business. Very interesting. Heard you're trying to find the one who poisoned the river. I don't want to believe you did it, and Cecily doesn't either. So I hope you can find the real criminal. Cecily? Oh, Adol. Good luck with your investigation. I refuse to believe anyone with whom Ozma developed such kinship could ever think of poisoning our river. So I believe in you, Adol. I know you didn't do it. Well, that is encouraging. You really don't look like the kind of person who'd poison a river, but I suppose we'll just have to wait and see. Not much going on here. The adultish all Shay were not allowed to play in the water for a while. I'm so bored. That is funny. Looks like Saryu is hard at work again today. The damned Haken keeps getting in my way so I can't stare at her. Interesting. Oh, the blacksmith in Celery allows you to reinforce weapons. That is good, because we haven't done any of that yet. Reinforce. Okay, so we can add more paralysis with Topaz, a little more attack with Iron Ingot, and a lot more attack with Gold Ingot. Okay, awesome. You really don't look like the kind of guy who poisoned a river. I'll just have to wait for you to prove your innocence, I guess. Okay, so Haken is busy. If we can't get any fish to eat, then I'll have to... No, what am I thinking? Oh, Adol, it's great to see you. Didn't think you'd come back here. My name's Gazek. Wait, you're not serious, are you? You didn't forget me. Actually, he forgot you. Adol and Duren explained the situation to Gazek. You lost your memories? I see, that's terrible. You're a lot more understanding than the other villagers. Well, Adol and I became good friends when he last stopped by. I can't believe people suspect you'd poison the river. I know you'd never do such a thing. I wish there was something I could do to help, but I spend so much of my time in the forest lately, I doubt anyone's going to believe any defense I could put together. In the forest? What were you doing there? One of Gazek's interests is exploring old ruins. I lived in the forest all my lonesome until a few decades ago. I got pretty used to it. It must be pretty tough to have survived in a place like that. But of course. That's why people call me Gazek the Strong. But don't let me hold you up. Looks like you got more important things to do. We apologize for taking up your time. Okay, let's see if we can find any clues. Okay, nothing over here. Anything we want to buy? Get a little more. So anti-paralysis powder should be handy. And we can get a couple more of these. Okay, there we go. It's so boring when we can't go out and fish. All you do is grumble about not being able to go fishing. If you've got time to grumble, spend it sorting out what I'm going to eat instead. I would if I could, but what am I supposed to do? How long has it been since the poison first appeared in the river? Oh, it's you. So you're investigating the poisoning with Ozma. Well, go on, Raynal. Answer the question. The poison first appeared in the river about 10 days ago. 10 days? Quite a while ago, then. It happened immediately after this redhead swordsman left the village. Really? And he disappeared without telling anyone where he was going, or even telling anyone that he was leaving. How could we not suspect him? There's a mountain of evidence. God, admit I see your point. So the evidence against Adol is purely circumstantial. We cannot prove his guilt any more than his innocence. We must continue our investigation. Very true. I think we went here already. Yes. This frog seems afraid to go back into the river. Can't say I blame him. I heard you're investigating the poisoning of the river. We'll try not to cause too much trouble. Especially you with the red hair. So if you so much as look at one of us funny, we're not going to show you any mercy. You seem like a good person, so I really don't want to have to suspect you. But nothing like this has ever happened before. So it just seems the most plausible explanation. If you're looking for info on the river, sorry, you'll have to look elsewhere. We know nothing of value for you. Okay, so he doesn't know anything about the poison. Oh boy. Various quests are displayed on the board. We already went that way. We are running out of places to check into. We already looked over there. Now that we can't fish due to the poison in the river, our only means of survival is to scavenge, compared to fishing, hunting, and gathering. But in times like this, we need to pull together. Okay, we can explore a little bit more. We're about 40 minutes in here. So if we can find any more clues. Who do we have left to ask? The river dyed crimson, a horrifying sight. The river dyed crimson, I take it you're not talking about the setting sun or anything. The color of blood is the color of death. Yet no one was hurt, our only salvation. So that means the poison was red? Can't imagine how much you'd need to dye a whole river, though. It lasted mere moments, but the river was stained red as far as the eye could see. The source was upstream. All that remained were the corpses of the fish. We know not where the river will be pure. We know not when the river will be pure once again, thus the men cannot fish. Are the fishermen okay? The ones who were out in the water when the poison first showed up? Fortunately, they noticed quickly there were no casualties. Several fishermen who had come into contact with the substance did fall ill, but all of them have made a full recovery. Our only salvation, the Spartas were uninjured too. A large amount of poison coming from upstream. We might be dealing with a bigger disaster. I think we got enough information to start with, at least.
Adol.
Let's go through what we know and see if we can sort it out. First, let's see. When did the villagers first notice the poison? After I left? Yes. They noticed it just after you left. And that's why you're getting blamed for it. Next question is, how did they notice it? The river was red? Seems whatever was in there was colored the water red. It must have been a hell of a thing to see. And where did the poison originate from? Upstream? And if it came from some upstream, it must have come from someone outside of Celray. Alright, Adol, if you add all that together, who stands the most likely culprit? What leads you to that conclusion? It makes sense when you think about it. You'd need a whole lot of poison to dye the entire river red. If it came from upstream, that would mean someone poured it into the river from somewhere outside the village. No way anyone can lug that much poison, enough through monster-infested woodlands, not on their own. I mean, I'm not saying it'd be impossible to poison the water from upstream, but to dye the whole river red, not likely. It does seem rather implausible. So your conclusion, then, is that the culprit may be a natural occurrence or a creature. You said your name was Duren. Could I ask you to come with me? I feel sick. Can't believe you're okay with all this thrashing. Is that a bird? Lucky thing up there, all graceful while we're stuck down here on these things. Oh, there's the river turning red. What crap is that? The poison. Sure looks that way. Looks like just what they described. Isn't it harmful to the Spartas?
Okay.
This should be far enough. Adol, I feel I must apologize to you.
Yes.
That is why I brought you here. I know the culprit that poisoned the river. So why'd you keep quiet about all this time? My reason hardly makes up for all that you have been through. As you suspect, the poison was not put into the river by a human. Rather, it was the Spartas themselves who befouled the water. Far upstream lies a Sparta breeding ground. I'm almost certain that they are responsible for this incident. What kind of sacred beast goes around poisoning rivers? The Spartas raised in Celray are not able to do so, while wild Spartas, however, are known to secrete a poisonous substance. I am truly sorry. The people of my tribe have raised Spartas for ages, all the while obeying the ancient laws pertaining to them. And those laws forbid us from telling others the secrets of Sparta. This includes the fact that wild Spartans bear poison.
No.
As far as I'm aware, this quantity of poison has never been found in the river. Those not of my tribe are forbidden to approach the wild Sparta's breeding ground. I was told that this was to avoid angering them, but of course protecting their secrets was also the utmost concern. Sadly, I have no answer to that. I would have to go upstream and investigate. While I realize it is quite brazen for me to ask for a favor, I'd be most appreciative if the two of you would come with me. Right, so you can remind us where we're going? As you wish. The Wild Sparta breeding ground is situated south of Celray. On that drawing you call a map, it would be about... here, I believe. Okay, it doesn't seem too far. Indeed, the entrance is situated near a waterfall basin. It is difficult to miss. I have told the villagers that we are continuing the investigation. Make sure you are properly equipped. Alright then, let's do this. Okay, Ozma has joined the party. Awesome. Party abilities are active when there are 3 or more party members. Rare item drop, rate up, increased damage. Okay, this is probably a great stopping point for us. We're just under an hour. And now we have a new direction we're going to be heading in. Got to get this memory. We still have to get this memory. Somehow. I wonder if they're all related. And then make our way on over to the Sacred Beast lair. Lots of fun ahead. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in, and we'll be talking again real soon.